Hi, this is Sheri Ann Richerson from experimentalhomesteader.com, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about the GoGo bag. This is a 30 bottle essential oil carrying case. It says on the listing that it holds 10 milliliter and 15 milliliter bottles. Now, I've got bigger bottles to go in here, and I did test bottles of many different sizes, and it will hold bigger than 15 milliliter bottles, and I will tell you about that in just a moment. Before we begin, I do need to tell you I did receive this item for free or at a reduced price in exchange for my honest review. All opinions are my own. Okay, first of all, the outside of this case is made from the same type of material that a wetsuit is made from. So this is somewhat waterproof, and it is very, very easy to clean. It has a handle and a carabiner, and I have tugged on these many times, both of these, just to see how well they hold. And I'm not showing any tearing or any damage or anything, even though I have, like I said, really tugged on them to see if I could get, some damage to show. And there is absolutely nothing, as you can see for yourself. I will lift this up. There's nothing there. It does have two zippers on it, and what I love about these zippers is the lettering on them is raised, and they are also quite thick. So they are very easy to grip, and even if your hands are a little bit slick because of the texturing of the raised letters, you're going to be able to hold on to these zippers and get them unzipped. Okay. So when you unzip it, the first thing that you're going to see is something that looks like this. This is a piece of just material. I'm not sure what kind of material it is. It's somewhat thick, and it's very soft. It's almost like a velvet feel to it. And that sets on top of your essential oil bottles. Now, I was able to get more than 30 bottles in mine, but that's because some of my bottles are very thin and, tall instead of being so thick and wide. So this is what it looks like inside. And all of your bottles set down inside of this piece of styrofoam that is very, very thick like that. Okay, so that's, if I hold my finger up here, you can see how thick that is. So your bottles are well protected inside of this case. And now I'm going to show you. Now I have some 30 milliliter bottles. This is what mine looks like. Okay. And these fit in here. I actually have 4 in here like that. And then I also have these thinner bottles like this. And I can get 2 of these in each one of the slots. So I have everything in this case that I would need. The only thing that I don't have is I do have to lift my bottles out because I do not have the little stickers that go on the top of your essential oil bottles. Those are sold separately, and so you can get them if you're wondering about that. But I have had essential oils since, I'm thinking the early 90s. The early 1990s, like 1993, 1994, maybe before then. And it's always been an issue of how to keep these because you have to keep them cool, dark, and dry. Okay, this case takes care of the dark and the dry. All you need to do is find a cool place to put this case into. And the reason you want to protect the oils from light is because the light actually breaks the oils down. So this case does a great job because, as you can see, there's no way, unless you open it, for the light to actually get in. I do need to finish zipping that up, but it's a completely sealed case. There's no windows on it or anything like that. So these are going to stay dark. The material is going to keep it dry unless it is submerged, and then I don't know what would happen because the zipper is a fabric material, so I can only assume that the water would seep through the zipper area. But if you're just carrying this outside in the rain or the snow, or you accidentally splash some water on it, your oils are still going to be safe and they're still going to be protected, and that is really important. So I love that I can carry this with me. I can put my top 30 used oils in it and just grab it and go. It's easy to transport my oils from my kitchen to my bathroom to my craft room, which are the 3 rooms that I use my oils in the most. And like I said, I absolutely love it. The first night that I used this, I was in my bathroom and I was mixing up some Epsom salts and some essential oils for my bath, and I accidentally knocked the Epsom salts over. And I ended up with a little bit of the oil on the outside of the case, and my fiddling around, because I tried to grab the Epsom salts and keep them from tipping over. I had a bottle of essential oils open. You know, needless to say what happened. The oil did end up just on the outside of the case, and I was able to wipe it off and clean it up, and it was gone. The Epsom salts ended up down inside the case, so I had to remove all the bottles of oils, and I had to remove the foam that separates the oils, and I wiped it off with a dry cloth, and then I wiped the inside. I just kind of turned it upside down open, and I kind of batted it, and then I went inside with a dry cloth and I wiped any remaining salt off, put it back together, zipped it up, and then I took a damp cloth and I cleaned up the outside of the case, and it was as good as new. So I was really happy, because I was scared with the foam the Epsom salt would get stuck and we would have an issue and I would forever be dealing with Epsom salt. But everything worked out fine, and like I said, this is very well made, very sturdy. You know, I have taken it lots of places with me since I've actually got this bag, and no problem at all. And another thing I really like about this bag, because of the styrofoam, your oils are not going to clank together and end up coming open because they have turned on their side. You still do need to make sure you tighten the lids down, because when you carry it, it's going to be on its side and you don't want any of those oils spilling out. But when you just have it in storage and it's like this, you know, if it gets bumped, you know, like that or whatever, we all know accidents happen. Your oils are still going to be safe. They're not going to end up spilled out and knocked all over the place. And so, great bag. Again, this is the, oops, let me turn it right side up here. This is the GoGo bag. It is available on Amazon.com. I will put the link down below in the video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great night.